if they had gone to the NBA Finals, if he had stayed healthy and they win that series, they go on to the NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who we know was on their last gasp, their last breath of the LeBron run 2.0. And the Rockets probably win that series. So the Rockets would have been NBA champions and then been defending NBA champions this past season. Now, perhaps they would have run out of gas just like they did again this year against the Golden State Warriors. Perhaps they don't get out of the second round. But if they are defending world champions, do they bring in Carmelo Anthony early last season? Do they get off to such a rocky start? Are they chasing the entire season trying to get a top 4 seed? Are they in a better mental space? A better physical space going into the playoffs? And is there any way James Harden versus Chris Paul blows up the way that it did? And by the end, it becomes untenable and you have to move one of them, obviously Chris Paul? The answer is no, 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 and no. The answer is that if he does not get injured, not only is he not traded twice, and again, he hasn't been traded yet to the Heat, but it looks like that's the next destination for him. He does not become this hot potato. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want him. He's a champion. He's a point guard, floor leader, champion in Houston. And everything changed with that injury. And let's face it, NBA history changed because at that point in time, the Warriors get through. The Warriors win another championship. Kevin Durant has back-to-back titles. And the Warriors look unbeatable. They look unguardable. They look immortal, which we felt through this entire season up until Kevin Durant got injured. Everything changes, and I think the Rockets would be holding on to Chris Paul, saying, we just won a title with him. Let's run it back. Hey, because let's face it, Paul isn't such a disaster on a basketball floor that you can't win with him. I mean, the Rockets just did, but it was that Harden and Paul dynamic combined with Chris Paul not quite being what he was in recent years, combined with a contract which looks absolutely awful right now. But boy, the Chris Paul injury 2 years ago totally changes his legacy in NBA history, because once he goes to Miami, he ain't winning an NBA championship. Once he got traded away from Houston, it wasn't happening, because where he is now, it's not going to happen. And the Heat would get better with him and Butler, but they're still not at a tier where they could really compete for a championship. Oh, what could have been.